When Clinton decided to add buffalo to his training program, he knew he'd need help learning how to best work with the animals. Fellow Aussies Duncan Steele Park and Glenn Aspinall are happy to share their knowledge. In the first session, they focused on getting the buffalo comfortable in their new environment and moving around in the arena. Now it's time to start training them for specific disciplines. In this session, Duncan shows Clinton how to train a buffalo for cutting.
Okay, Duncan, we've closed the gates across here, so this is 125 foot wide, and it's probably about 110 feet deep this way. It's not quite 125 by 125 because I needed to move the gate one way of where you come into the arena. So that pen's going to be a little bit bigger. Is it useful that I've got two size pens technically?
Yeah, fantastic. More for your horses.
Yeah.
So your horses get used to working in two different arenas. Even though it's the same arena, it's still a different.
Okay, so this is more of a rectangle and that one's going to be more like a square.
Yep.
Okay, what's our next step now?
Okay, next step is we've got them comfortable in the big arena. We've got them comfortable going back there. Now this is our working spot. Now we've got to get them comfortable in here to work the 125 length.
Crossways.
Crossways,
Why
yeah.
are we going across rather than this way?
To let, from a cutting perspective or a herd work perspective, for your horse learn to travel.
Okay.
And when we get these buffalo trained, you will be able to work this way, but it's going to be tighter and it's going to be faster. But you don't want your horses to short
When you say tighter and faster, you mean because there's more width,
yes,
they don't feel as pressure.
Yeah.
Because there's less room on the side,
yes,
that it's a tighter area, which again makes them feel claustrophobic and they run more.
That's right. And
okay.
and the wider the arena, the more your horse learns to reach through that turn. And from a horse training perspective,
yes,
it lets them trot, lope, whatever you want to do.
Okay, right.
Travel. Learn to travel with the cow/buffalo.
Okay, so who is going in the pen now?
I'll go in the pen, and Clinton.
Are you trying to pick out one or not? You're just.
No. So what we're going to do, this is the first stage of training them to be a simulation to a cow. I want them to do it as a herd. Don't do it as an individual. Do it as a herd first. Because why? They're herd animals. They feel more secure. So what we're going to do, I will get all the herd in. They'll just walk in by themselves as a group. Glenn's going to be the turn back man. I'm going to be the cutter, which is on that side. And we're going to drift the herd to that wall, release them. Then we're going to drift them to that wall, release them. Because we want these buffalo to be just like a flag, go wall to wall to begin with. Then they're comfortable to travel. You don't want to challenge them. That will happen as we get further along.
Okay, I'm going to stand in this corner, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you two are just going to talk amongst yourselves, explain. The cameras will be on you, following you. We've got the drone and two cameras. So you just literally talk. You don't have to yell or scream or anything. You just talk like you're having a conversation with yourself and just explain what you're doing, please.
Yeah, sure. And just so viewers know, the reason Clinton's going to stand in that corner is we've got a cameraman in this corner. So if Clinton was to stand over there with that cameraman, there's too much pressure and no pressure here. So
okay.
This is about keeping everything even.
Because even these buffalo are going to be aware of the cameraman. They're human beings. They're going to be aware of that.
Yeah, and
okay.
when we want Clinton to be in a corner so the buffalo don't come to the corner and see that as a release. We want them to go in a straight line across there.
Are you typically doing this, if you were at home, obviously for the filming there's all three of us, but if you're at home, are you doing this by yourself or two people? Two for this next step.
Two for this step.
Right. Okay,
because it's a turn back man and a cutter.
Okay, let me get back. You two talk and explain as you're going, please.
So this is exactly the same. I'm going to just walk up to this pen and just be very quiet and very steady. I don't want to crack the gate loud. And now as you get further along in the training, it's not going to matter. But I'm just going to open this gate. and just slowly let them come back in themselves. And you can see my horse, he's a little bit looky. And I'm actually not going to go in there and pressure them to begin with. I might just sit back here and see if they come out. Now, if they don't come out, I will then go in. But I want to give them the opportunity to walk out. Again, I just want to reward their thoughts for coming out on their own terms. And then Glenn, probably if you go up there, and then they will come in, just go to that gate up there, mate. See that right there? It's all their idea. They walked in, which means what? That they're comfortable back here. We are trying to make them comfortable everywhere. I'm going to shut this because now they've got to get comfortable working that in this little 125 by 100 cutting pen of Clinton's.
Now, as you can see, they're all looking comfortable. They're not worried about going anywhere. They're just waiting for the next step that what Duncan and I are going to do.
Okay, so right now, what's nice is they're standing in the middle. But what we're going to do is we want to get them comfortable to drift over to that wall, get a release, and then drift over to that wall and get a release at a walk, not at a lope, not at a trot. So in the end, I'm going to be the cutter and Glenn is going to be the turn back man. So we're going to work as a team here to push them across over there.
And as you can see here, I'm halfway up the buffalo. Duncan is at the tail. That one at the tail is going to proceed over here to me, and then I'm going to keep this point over here. I'm going to tell it to go to the wall. And then we've got them heading in the right direction to the wall, and we'll show them the wall.
Glenn, where are you trying to push them to?
So I was trying to push to the point right here, just to make them move away from me. And Duncan had the last buffalo right there, which was the straggler, and he had to make it come up there.
Where are you ultimately trying to get them across to the side?
Yeah, just across to that wall right there.
But right now, it's fine. That's good enough. Sometimes good enough is good enough. So I'm not going to push them all the way to the wall right now. They gave us a release. We're going to give them a release. Now we're going to let them walk to this pen over here.
So the objective is just to get them to go from one side to the other side.
Yes, sir.
And you'll watch their footprints here. We'll have a pretty good little line going along. And now I just walk to the two that are coming off the line where we want the line to be. And we're just going to have footsteps. We're going to be a walking wall just along these buffalo. Now we've pretty well got them in single file, and they're going to where we're going to go to. I'm going to press on the dark buffalo right here, and we're going to make him go over there like that and join the group again.
Now we let them get comfortable here. Yes, ideally we want them all the way over, but you can't.
Glenn, if I was literally just behind you, would that be a problem so I could hear a little bit?
No, I think you're fine there because
I'll just kind of shadow you,
Yep.
But I just kind of want to hear what you're saying.
And then like here, we've already had the buffalo that have hit the wall first. You will see this, the ones that get to the wall first will turn, and then these other ones will make a U-turn around that. It's not like the buffalo that are at the back, they're going to be the last ones to turn. And then we'll come here like this, and we'll tell this straggler, join the group. So we joined the group and we put him back over there. And now we're just going to be a walking wall again, Duncan and I, on proceeding to make these buffalo go find the fence.
And so what we're doing, Clinton, we're doing this as a group first so they feel security. Now what we're going to do, the next step will be bring them in one at a time. Then we will see the personality of them. But this just helps speed up the one at a time training because they know there's a release over here. Because when you isolate them, they will start to panic.
They panic too much.
So we want to reduce that panic by them. So I'm going to see how before we were probably 20 feet from the wall. Now that's good. Now they know the wall is a good spot.
Now, and him going to the corner, just put a little pressure on him.
So then when Duncan come up very hard right then, I released my pressure, which made this one buffalo come up here out of position, but then we go take that position off him again and put him back over there in the middle.
So you two are kind of working as a team,
Yeah.
back and forth, just to get them to go from end to end.
Yep. I'm going to walk to number 13 here and tell number 13 he needs to. He's on the negative side of the middle. You know what I mean? Which he felt that pressure right there. Then So then I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk to him again. I'm going to walk to these red tags and say, here, we're going to go across. I'm going to walk back here to this one.
Always basically finding the straggler.
Yeah, that's right. But then making sure that Glenn is controlling the lead, that they go to the spot we want.
Right.
And the viewers, you will see when we work them one at a time, what the end goal is, what this will make sense.
Because they're not that close to the fence, you're going to put a little pressure on
Yes,
them?
sir. Yeah, mate. We're gonna push them that little bit further to the fence, because that's where we released them last time. This time, let's push their comfort zone. There's a cameraman there. They may be a bit uncomfortable there, but we still got to push them to be comfortable. And right there, that's good enough.
Yeah, and that was a good push. We got another 6 to 8 feet out of them, which one more time across there, we're going to get them to the fence.
Now, once they turn around, do you want to make them pause like this before you bring them back, or just get behind them again?
Well, right now we're standing here because they probably want to leave. I want to hold them there and say, hey, it's comfortable.
Okay.
So we've got to push we've got to get them to be comfortable to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They were a little bit uncomfortable because they turned around. We gave them a release, but say, hey, stay here, guys. Now we will release them and let them go the other side.
And it won't take much release to get for that to happen. We're only slightly going to have to get equal with them right here, and they're already going to look for that. Like, as you can see, Duncan and I are at 30 feet off the fence, and they're already looking for that back over there. And now I'm going to control a little bit of them coming towards us a little bit.
Right. So Glenn, you're just going to get
I'm going to come up here to the point again and take them back to where they need to be.
You're really, Duncan, trying to do as little as possible, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Just let them know where the release is.
And you can see me where I was right there. That blocked Duncan's progress of taking him to the wall, but I got caught out in position, and they're like, hey, we're going to hold you up right there. So then now we're both going to hop back into the driving position, and we're just going to get as close as we can to the wall. And I'm going to have to go up here again.
Because you don't want them going in the corner, is that correct?
You know what I mean? But look at that, we're right to the wall now.
Yeah, see that there, brilliant. Now we're just going to let them stay here for a bit and let them know that you can stop, and there is going to be a release here. So we're just going to hold that pressure here a little bit. We want all 4 feet to stop, for all 6 of them to stop. Just waiting on this one closest to Clinton and Glenn. See, that's brilliant. They're comfortable. They know there's a release. She's chewing a cud.
They're not trotting around. They're not running around like idiots.
And then look what I did. I released pressure. They come. And it's going to make sense when we work them one at a time. We're going to drift them once more over there. Let them rest. Then we're going to drift them to the middle. And then we're going to let them go back there.
And you can see this time this is our 3rd time across here, and look at where we are in the middle here now. You know, they're finding where they need to be. You know what I mean? It's nothing for them. They're not trapped in the middle. That's where they want to be. That's where they feel the release.
And staying in, getting a release right now is good. They know the middle's good. That's good. That's good. Now we're going to train them as individuals. about how to be long and short, but that'll make sense as we go along. So we're going to push them over there on the wall, let them sit there for 10, 15, 20 seconds, give them a release. I'm going to push these stragglers here because those front two are feeling the pressure already. So Glenn and I are just going to make them try a little bit harder to be uncomfortable. Well, so they're not uncomfortable. They've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So sometimes you've got to push them that little bit more. One more step would be really nice. They're brilliant, brilliant.
Literally like a horse. Every time they do something right, you just want to back away that pressure. You
Yeah,
call
mate.
it a release, I just take away the pressure.
Yep.
Either back away from them or quit moving, or maybe, you know what I mean? Is that about right?
Yeah, and that's perfect. They're all comfortable. They feel good with themselves. They all have their feet still. As you can see, the cameraman moved his hand there a second. That was enough for them to get away from it.
Want more? Get more. The No Worries Club is the best way to get the most out of your training experience. Stick around to find out more. Take your membership to the next level. The No Worries Club Premium membership is your ultimate portal to complete your horse training. You'll have access to Clinton's complete training library, thousands of hours of step-by-step instructional videos. You'll master all aspects of horsemanship, from fundamentals to trick training. You'll have access to our exclusive social network that connects you with thousands of dedicated horsemen from around the world. You'll have the method available wherever you are and accessible through the web, your phone and tablets, or your favorite streaming devices. You'll receive 8 all-new training videos per year and the quarterly No Worries Journal, as well as access to the ever-growing video library, Q&As, performance horse series, blogs, and more. But that's not all. You also get free tickets to walkabout tours and priority access to the latest news coming from Down Under horsemanship. Not to mention VIP pricing on all of Clinton's must-have training tools. So what are you waiting for? Unlock the ultimate access and jumpstart your training program today.